Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk today about oil, the oil price, and the fact that it is being reported out of oilprice.com, and I'm going to link this story in the description below, that the U.S. is going to become a net oil importer in 2022. Now first, let me break down what a net oil importer is. It is any country that imports more refined or crude, raw oil or fuel than it exports, all right? To be honest with you, I'm very saddened by this because, and it says in the story here below, that in 2020, but really in September of 2019, and guys, that is a very, very important month. Very important month. Remember, that's when the interbank lending rate was going out of control. There was a lot of issues in the economy and a lot of turmoil, but that was the month that the United States became a net exporter of oil. We were in control of our own destiny when it came to the oil price. Now I get it, there's a lot of futures traders out there, there's all kinds of things that can deal with this, but that can affect the prices of oil. But for this brief amount of time, we were a net exporter. We were blessed. We were pushing out oil to the world and selling it to them. We were independent. As of right now, and very soon, we are going to not be independent. As a matter of fact, we are going to be dependent on oil. And that is very saddening to me. In a world that honestly, they want to see free market capitalism die. And free market capitalism is very, very important because it allows the cream to rise to the top. Let the best man, let the best company win. The best company with the best product, the best service, the best price win. Over the years, as a economy gets bigger and bigger and bigger, we start to see monopolies get larger and larger and larger. And as an economy starts to, or let's say an empire starts to wane and starts to go through its downward cycle, we see these monopolies take over. They turn into like oligarchies, for lack of better terms, and they become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And right now we're seeing a lot of countries that would want to see America be damaged, be hurt, be dependent on other people. Now, first off, I want to stop the negative talk and I want to speak positive about our situation. And it's not just America. This is the world. There are two different camps in this world. And we're going to get to how to deal with this issue and what I believe is going to happen to the price of oil in a second. But I want people to understand this. There are two different types of human beings. Those that want to thrive themselves and enjoy watching other people thrive. Then there are those that want to thrive and watch other people fail. Some of those people will never thrive, but they still want to watch other people fail. And a lot of people do it in a sort of hidden way. And then they do it out of like, oh no, I care. But really, they want to elevate themselves. So I want to give you some positive thoughts here. And I'm not joking, they're going to go far. I believe that as we continue this YouTube channel and this movement, and I'm not joking, this isn't about me. This is about everyone out there that cares about thriving, not only surviving, but thriving and taking people with them. The joy of not only helping people, but like bringing people up right alongside of you. I believe that movement is going to get massive, absolutely massive and unbelievable. And that we are going to be able to write our own destiny because we are going to be the largest army of human beings ever before a economic collapse that is ready to take advantage of the situation. Now let's get back to the oil price. Sorry, I digress, but I think people need to hear this because this is bad news. For a while there, we were on top and selling oil. We need to understand that oil is going to get expensive. We may have a short-term dip, but the long-term trend for oil is much higher prices. Why? Because the countries that are controlling the price of oil outside of America are running out of it. And they would much rather, as a matter of fact, any country would much rather sell you oil at a much higher price coming out of the ground so that they can still make the same amount of revenue and pull less out, because at a certain point, their wells will run dry. So what do we do about this? Well, we save money because gasoline is going to get more expensive. I foresee a time where gasoline in America, just the average rate amongst the country is $8, probably well over $8. That is going to completely destroy some industries. There are going to be some industries that are not going to be able to handle that kind of fuel price. Why do we know that that is true? It is because in 2008, when we had hit a national average of around $5 for diesel, semi-trucks were literally just pulling off on the side of the road, delivery trucks, just going, we're done. We cannot make any money because the contracts we wrote a little while ago were based on a price of X fuel. Now it's X plus 2 or X plus 3. And we can't afford to make our bills. We are literally losing money. We're hemorrhaging money. So we know that there is a breaking point in which, because contracts are written all the time by companies and countries to fulfill services. And those services are based on a fuel price of whatever it is, okay? When that goes up exponentially, these countries and companies cannot fulfill those obligations, but they're under contract. And I do believe that that is going to come again. I truly believe, and I could be wrong, this isn't financial advice or life advice or trading advice, but I believe that you're going to see that this summer. I truly do. The CPI and the PPI are getting out of control. The Federal Reserve has lost control. There is nothing they can do other than run the Fed funds rate above the real rate of inflation, not the CPI, but the real rate of inflation. Go to John Williams at shadowstats.com if you want to learn about that. Which right now is sitting probably around 13 to 15%. And I think in the next few months, it's going to really be around 20% in America. The Federal Reserve does not want to do that. They want to keep this Ponzi scheme going for a certain amount of time and then act when the people are begging them, even if it means a crash of the stock market, please make the hemorrhaging stop. Because most of the people in America aren't in the stock market. They're just good people that want to be left alone, but they go to work every day. They work at a diner, they work at a gas station, they work at your home do-it center, your local home do-it center, your local hardware store. And they feel the crisis at the grocery store, at the gas pump, and when they get their electric bill, and they're going to be begging for help. And so I want people to understand where we're headed, because if you can understand where you're headed, it's not something to be afraid of, it's something to prepare for and then take advantage of. Because when this oil jumps up and companies are closing doors, there's opportunities to buy good companies at a different valuation, take them over, change the management, do the best for the employees. There's opportunities when the real estate collapses. That day that diesel went up, the average of around $5 nationwide in 2008, that was when everything came crumbling down. It was just a mere 8 weeks later that Lehman Brothers closed. And I believe that what happened was a psychological change in human beings in America and then around the world when fuel went up that much, because that affects everybody, every social class. I believe that was the issue right there. Sorry about the camera movement. I've got a really tiny tripod and it's a little windy out here. But I wanted to bring that to you. I'm going to link this story below, but I do believe we're going to see much, much higher prices in fuel this next year, in this year, 2022. And I want you guys to start thinking of things you can do to be prepared and not scared before this event happens. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.